Those Damn Ross Kids is a podcast for adults. Also, the views expressed in Those Damn Ross Kids do not reflect the opinions of our employers or even ourselves. I'm going to need to focus on my papers not making any rustling noises because I can't read off of a screen while I'm doing this.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's my burden to bear. And I just prefer paper, too. So
Plus, you have a bear named Burden.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Chris and Cole Ross.
hey, Chris, what episode is this?
It's episode number 42 of Those Damn Ross Kids.
My name is Cole, and your name is Chris.
Yeah.
We both carry the surname Ross, and we're both podcasters. We're here in new recording circumstances.
New equipment.
Hopefully it sounds a little bit better.
We got a grant.
We got a grant, a MacArthur Genius grant, actually. So given that this extra microphone cost around $100 extra, we have roughly $499,990 left to work with.
It will be.
That math isn't correct. I didn't win a Genius grant. But
no, it was an international Tickle Me Elmo Spirit Award.
Yeah. I tickled that Elmo, Chris, for 15 hours straight.
You stood in line for 30 outside that mall.
I did. You know what? The trick is anybody can tickle that Elmo for 15 hours straight. Perfectly easy to do, especially if somebody feeds you. But I didn't get bored with it. I stayed elated the entire time, and that I think that's what separated me from my competition. All of whom were great. Most of them 5-year-olds. But I schooled their candy asses. Hey, Chris, you have a story for me?
Sure.
Okay. Tell me a story.
I hate this.
You hate what?
Being put on the spot.
Okay. Like with me looking at you?
No, I don't worry. No.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Staring
Stop
you down.
looking at me. Can we just Skype? Can you go to a different room?
Okay, I'll walk over to the other room. We'll return the mics.
Awesome. Hey, do you think that we're in a recession or a depression?
I think that we're in some kind of session. Maybe a session. I don't know.
It's a session of
Woe.
not building anything.
Chris, that session has lasted since the late 70s, I think.
But you would agree with me that the American spirit is not broken.
I would disagree.
Oh, really? You think we're broke?
I think that we're broke.
We're broke squared.
We're broke We're broke financially. We're broke morally, and I think that we are physically broken.
But there are people with entrepreneurial spirits out there, right?
The trailblazers.
The trailblazers.
The innovators. Those I believe Atlas. Those who shrug. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a builder, and he's in Las Vegas. And as you know, Las Vegas is hit particularly hard by this session. And major construction is at a near standstill. Being that said, just across the highway from the Strip, the newly opened Dig This is a sandbox for grown-ups. For $750, you get a 10-minute lesson on how to operate machines like excavators and bulldozers and can go wild pushing around as much sand, dirt, and tires as you can handle. Trainers give guidance over headsets. The creator says they've forgotten all about the stresses in their lives because the fact is they've got to focus on that piece of equipment. When they get in there and they rev up that machine, they know they've got a serious program on their hands.
What a non sequitur, a serious program?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't get it. That doesn't mean anything. They know that they've got a serious bowl of pudding right there. And they just got to chow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till you see the bottom, boys. So we have managed to turn even like the notion of building something into play, into something that people can. It's an amusement park ride. Things that people would actually be doing for money, they are paying money to do. That's weird, right?
What are you gonna do?
That's like cart before horse backward.
Well, the guy's got payments on his machines and his equipment. He's got overhead.
Yeah.
Not building anything. He can either give it back to the bank or he can come up with a way to use it.
Oh, okay. So this is the byproduct of like having the equipment, but not having anybody to tell him to build something.
Yeah, he's quickly dropping into the lower of the two class system that we're developing,
and this is the buoy that he chooses to cling to.
Yeah, and he's letting people I don't know, take it up as a hobby for a weekend, like when you had that niche to do hook latch rug.
But I did what? I'm sorry.
I don't know. That was me.
Okay,
but for the point of the story, it was you.
Okay, for the point of this, Chris, I like this notion, especially the sandbox for adults. I've always thought that there should be playgrounds for adults, like you go to a park and you see a twisty slide and you see a bouncy bridge and you see monkey bars. I think that there would be a market if you blew that up to adult size and added liquor. They're saying, hey, I'm going to go work out my stress on the monkey bars. Like you have those big like rollers that you play tic-tac-toe with.
Yeah, Dave and Gary's.
Exactly. It's like the tic-tac-toe rollers, except it's Sudoku. No, am I wrong? Am I wrong, dude?
No, I don't know. I wasn't even listening to what you were saying.
You were just. I hate it. I hate it when you do that. I hate it
what are you gonna
when
do?
you just the wheels are turning. Don't take that idea. By the way, I'm gonna open up a line of adult playgrounds. Maybe sexy ladies will like help you out if you get your head stuck between if you go the wrong way down the curly slide or something like that.
I just want to find the flag in the huge syrupy waffle.
Double Dare. You could hold Double Dare events. You could hold build the aggro crag. Global Guts. Sorry, I was a little bit after your time. I'm sorry.
No, it was just called Guts, and then they spun it off into Global Guts.
Yeah, Mike O'Malley. Or Mark O'Malley.
Mark O'Malley.
Later went on to co-star on Yes Dear. But no, it sounds like something you could do over a week, like a weekend, right? You go and you play around with some heavy machinery. But Chris, can I tell you about something that's happening off the coast of Alaska?
Do it.
A Dutch cruise company is planning a vampire-themed cruise off the shore of Alaska next summer. Events will include a vampire ball, not vampire ball, but a vampire ball. I cannot stress the difference enough. Vampire Ball is a game that has not been invented yet. Don't steal that idea either. There's also a vampire costume contest and a vampire movie festival hosted by noted vampire scholar John Edgar Browning, a household name. Most disturbing is that Dacre Stoker, the great-grandnephew of Bram Stoker, will be attending the cruise. Dacre Stoker is the co-author of the sequel to Dracula, which is called Dracula, the Undead. There's a lot to unpack here, don't you think? First off, this punk who like is like has one drop of like Bram Stoker's blood in him thinks he can write a sequel to Dracula and give it the worst title ever.
How do you know he doesn't have all of Bram's blood?
That does kind of seem like something he would do, right?
He might have more
Pass
than one
it down
drop.
as
Just saying.
What if Bram Stoker never actually died and he just fakes his death every 80 years or so and then comes back as a heretofore undiscovered relative?
They could be, but here's the thing: is that you're reading that story and I'm thinking, man, they're really late to the party on the vampire thing. Like, I think we're on our way out of the vampire thing.
Well, we were in it in the late 80s with the Lost Boys, then that faded, and then it came back with the Twilight, and then that's going down.
Mm-hmm. So where does the Brad Pitt movie come in?
That World War Z?
No. Or was it Tom Cruise? Interview with a Batman.
Interview with Batman.
Interview with Batman.
Yeah, Interview with Batman. Yeah, no. This cruise, their headlining musical act is Vampire Weekend, but they're only playing on Wednesday and Thursday, which seems like a missed opportunity.
Vampire Weekend does not play on weekends.
If you will read our contract writer, no brown M&Ms,
only red ones.
Chris, tell me a story.
I'm gonna need more blood running from those letters. OneNote tab, boombox.
Is this going to be a story about exploding vaginas?
Well, I guess I'm not going to read it now.
Continue. The jig is up, but continue.
Gotcha. A 30-year-old Miami woman has been arrested for drawing a picture of a bomb and writing the word boom on her friend's luggage as a joke. She drew the misguided picture on the suitcase of a friend who was traveling from Miami to Venezuela.
Oh, no.
The friend was checking into a Santa Barbara Airlines flight and turned in the luggage when she noticed the drawing. 3 concourses were evacuated, and the driving areas around another were closed off as a precaution.
This person should be shot in public.
Well, they pulled guns on her.
They should have gone the extra way.
She flinched, they pulled the trigger, and out came pow.
Like the Joker. Chris, do you know how many people's days this woman ruined? It's like flights canceled and people called in, they were on call. The bomb squad had to be, called in and all of that just for some kind of little... This is like the people who mailed white powder in the wake of the anthrax scares. Like, and then that was it.
They wanted a sample of the spoiled flour.
Yeah.
It said 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Yeah, uncut. Pure uncut product. Mm-hmm. So she draws like a cartoon bomb, like the steel ball that has the fuse coming out of it, and then pow. They didn't provide a sample. Mm-mm. Was that ever a form that bombs took? The steel ball with the fuse coming out of it?
Probably. Yeah.
Seemed like it'd be a bitch to throw though. And that's
yeah.
Like that would be the only purpose for it being round.
Mm-hmm.
You could roll it.
No, it was round so that it would explode in all directions.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Huh. That was thoroughly uninteresting. Hey, Chris.
But you're thinking really hard. Like, is that true? Is that if it was square, would it still explode in all directions, or would it only go in 2?
As evidenced by the smoke coming out of my nose. It wouldn't come out of my ears because those are plugged up by the headphones.
Your eyes made this look like. Is there enough there for me to tell him he's wrong? I don't know. I think that, like, I saw pages flipping in your head. Like, nope, can't get it. Got to move on.
That's the currency of any conversation with me. It's how often I can prove you wrong. I don't know. I mean, these are dangerous things. Chris, did you know that like being a pilot is one of the most dangerous occupations, like in the United States?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's number 3 on the list of most dangerous occupations, like by people who die per 100,000 workers. This is per a study released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics about the most dangerous professions. Chris, the most dangerous profession, fishers. Then descending from that, loggers, pilots, farmers and ranchers, mine machine operators, roofers, garbage men, sales drivers, industrial machine installers, and finally, with only 18 per 100,000, law enforcement.
Really?
Yeah.
What's a sales driver?
I think it's what you do. So protect your neck. All right.
Should I kiss my loved ones in the morning and tell them?
Yeah.
I'll see you tonight if I make it.
Apparently, more of you die than like law enforcement. People who go out specifically to have people shoot at them.
I'll need a gun.
Yeah. No. Do that. Chris, the industry where you're most likely to die by homicide in the normal course of your work is accommodation and food services. Which makes sense because that's a job where you're specifically going out there to interact with people, and since a certain number of people
are generally dangerous,
are homicidal maniacs, you're going, you're just statistically you're going to run into it. The most dangerous state to work in is Texas, which leads the nation in deaths by traffic accidents, contact with equipment, which I assume is, being wanged on the head by a hook, a la Tommy Boy, falls, and contact with hazardous materials. The only category where they fell out, where they didn't win, or lose in this case, was homicide. California took that. So anybody who's listening to us in Texas, donate now, or at least mention us in your will. Because you are going to die. It doesn't matter if you are self-employed, if you're a podcaster, any of that, you're done for.
Woohoo! I'm hammered. I'm going to hop in this truck full of hazardous chemicals and drive into a bulldozer.
Yeah.
And I'm in Texas. I got the freedom to do that. And I ain't going to get shot in no gang drive-by.
Did you see that Texas raised their maximum speed limit to 85 miles per hour?
No.
85 miles per hour, Chris.
If I was a governor and people were going to do that and that was going to be okay, I would raise it to 88.
Oh yeah,
just in case.
Just in case anybody's going to go back in time.
There's a point in time, yeah.
Can they okay, does that speed limit count if you attach your car to the top of a steam train?
No, but think about it. You could seriously cut down the roads in a town in the interstate system.
Yeah.
To like what, a mile and a half? They'd basically be runways. You wouldn't have to maintain any of the other roads.
Exactly. So you would just be like instead of going across instead of going across town to work, you would be going like 5 years ago.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So you could actually like go back to before the recession for work.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that idea.
You could go back before the recession to a job.
Right. When jobs roamed the earth along with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised, like, in this list of occupations that I don't see, like, poison tester and bear taunter, but I assume that those are statistical anomalies.
I don't even know. But the problem with this, the problem with all of it, is old people, dude.
Oh, yeah, they're not going away quick enough.
Nope, they just keep on living.
We spent all that money and time, like, investing in medicine and medical research, then we didn't realize, what are we going to do with all these useless old people?
That was stupid.
It was dumb of us.
Mm-hmm.
Were you going somewhere with that, or
Yep.
were you just making this our weekly
No,
rant against old people? I'm sorry, Chris. Being in person, this is supposed to fix that.
You're gesturing. Did you have something to say?
I'm not. Do not malign my presentation
Well, when you hold up your finger and make your eyes big, what am I supposed to think?
Chris,
Are you getting ready to fart, or you want to say something?
When I'm drawing my thumb across my throat, I want you to continue. Okay?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's what that means.
Yeah, just
In this twirling motion on that I'm making with my hand, that means let's wrap it up.
Okay.
That does not deviate from the norm.
All right.
So old people.
Now, when you toss confetti, what does that mean?
That means Yahtzee.
All right. Fun size Snicker?
King-sized.
King size Snicker. The September issue of the AARP or ARP Bulletin tells people over 50 what they should and should not do. ARP tells people over 50 these words you should never say again. Panties. Smashed or hammered. Sick. Whatever. Kick it. Things for people over 50 to never do again. Jello shots. Karaoke. Visible tattoos. Collecting owls made out of shells. Frogs made of ceramic, or lawn gnomes made of anything.
Is this a thing? Collecting owls? Collecting macrame owls?
Never seen them?
I've not. I've
They're
missed
made
out.
of shells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Make a whole variety of animals out of shells.
I have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle made out of shells.
There you
somewhere.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. Things that people over 50, according to ARP, should never wear again. Low-rise pants that showcase low-rise anatomy.
No.
Super tight, skinny jeans, even if you are both. Super tight and skinny. T-shirts that say, sexy grandma, vote for Ozzy. Or, I am the man from Nantucket.
So I can. Okay, well, you're telling me I can still wear my sexy grandma shirt?
You can, but when you get to be 50, you can't do that anymore. You also should not carry a purse with a dog on it. Or a purse with a dog in it. And last but not least, you should never wear gold chains with your name on them. Gold chains or chains.
So no chains in
No more chains.
Like no chains of any material.
No more chains.
No more chains.
Yeah.
Huh. Mm-hmm. No, I was getting worried because I thought that this was like a guide like to how to stay hip. So those words and phrases at the beginning, like what shouldn't you say anymore? A lot of those I say unironically, right? So like how out of it am I that the ARP is getting to them with this before I realize it, right?
Mm-hmm. But you're not 50.
I know I'm not 50, but I'm an old soul, Chris.
And you're not trying to scam old people out of $50 a year.
Do you suppose that the ARP encourages their members to LARP?
Dude, what's that?
LARP, live action role playing.
God, why didn't I know that?
It's like D&D in the woods.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, well, somebody out there laughed at that. God damn it, Chris.
Cool.
The ARP informed their members never to say panties, which I don't get that. Is that not the proper term for women's underwear?
No,
It's not. What is
not for over 50?
not granny panties? If you're over 50, what do you call them?
Lip lugs.
Crotch wrapping?
Lip lugs.
God. Yes, you are referring to droopy labia. However, Chris.
Or wifeless weekend pants.
Ugh. Chris, since we're on the topic of panties, authorities in Lancaster, Ohio are baffled as to why 1,700 pairs of women's panties were littered about the side of the road. Some of them were folded as if they were just taken from the packaging, while others were apparently worn, and the patterns and colors varied. When they were all gathered up, they filled 10 large trash bags. Here we are. It's like the beginning of a lateral thinking puzzle. Panties on the side of the road. The room is closed. There's no doors, no windows, and a puddle of water. Okay. Chris, my guess? This is Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Chris. I think all the hot Amish
Lancaster,
ladies...
Ohio, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, this is Lancaster, Ohio. Still the same. I think that all the hot Amish bitches got raptured.
Well, yeah. The bishop of that area looked up, grunted, and said, "There's whores buried in them there hills."
Is that apropos of anything?
I've seen this before.
Is Lancaster, Ohio, a noted whore burial ground?
Notice Amish whore burial ground.
Yeah. Well, you know how Mormons wear...
I think they have some factories there, too.
Well, you know how Mormons wear special underwear, right? To keep them from getting erections?
No.
And they do.
No, they don't.
It's magic underwear, Chris. Look it up. I checked it on Snopes. It's a thing. It's the same thing for Amish women, except they wear the sexiest panties imaginable. You ever seen an Amish woman walking into a Victoria's Secret, Chris?
No.
No, you wouldn't, because they get them from a special source. They like to buy from their own.
Nice. Amish contractors.
Yeah.
Can we go to San Diego?
I would love to go to San Diego.
Beautiful San Diego.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Please say a 16-year-old shirtless boy and a friend were throwing rocks at a black Toyota RAV4 in the Linda Vista neighborhood of San Diego Monday afternoon when a passenger fired a crossbow out of the window in response. The boy was shot in the right side and was taken to the hospital. Nobody has been arrested.
You're telling me that the police don't have a list of like the 5 people out there who own crossbows?
That was awesome.
Also, you're telling me that nobody out there anywhere has video footage of this. Did they destroy it because of like it would have some kind of like Ark of the Covenant like effect on people? Just it would be so crazy that it would melt their faces.
I don't know, but it's too much for me, the entire thing. And let me tell you why this hits close to home, because I did this. I didn't get shot with a crossbow when I was younger than 16, but I threw rocks at moving cars.
I think everybody did that, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really? Was the window open in one of them and it hit a lady in the face?
No. So what do you like? Is the statute of limitations on this run up? Do I need to edit this out?
No, we're good.
Okay.
And the lady, and the guy that was driving like this like old like Chevy Nova, like this muscle car, literally pulled a 180 on a gravel road, jumped out of his car, and chased us through the woods.
What came of it? Did you evade him?
We went back to my friend's house, and the guy came up and knocked on the door.
Yeah,
they're like, "Where's your damn kids at?" Lucky I don't have my crossbow.
Oh, so you narrowly averted disaster?
No, he was just gonna yell at us.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
And tell us it was dangerous.
Well, yeah, because he could cause a car accident and stuff like that. I think it's boys will be boys, Chris.
The trees are as soft as they look.
I don't get what that means. I would like to set up, at least for the purposes of the show, maybe we could make it a segment. Like anytime somebody gets killed by archaic weaponry or injured by archaic weaponry, because you see these stories from time to time. You know, somebody being, shot with a bow or, hit with a mace or, run through with a scimitar or falchion. I just want to set up, Google alerts. Anytime this happens in the media, we know about it. And you're rolling your eyes at me. You're seriously going to do this to me? I'm using technology to better our lives and the lives of our listeners. Okay?
I think you're right.
Okay.
This did solve it. We have a lot better communication. me rolling my eyes is approval. I love this subject.
I love this.
I love centipedes and Dagazars.
Okay, Chris. Well, since you talked about somebody who was shirtless and using archaic weaponry on a public roadway, can I tell you my story? What's that?
Is that a rock?
Okay. Well, no, the crossbow. Well, I guess rocks are kind of archaic too. Going back to the biblical times, right? Indiana State Police were called to the scene after an abandoned vehicle was found on I-65. A ways up the road, there was a shirtless man marching purposefully down the road, brandishing, Chris, a 3-foot-long samurai sword. The official sword of crazy people. Anytime you hear about somebody using a sword in public, it's a samurai sword. But Chris, this happens all the time. It wouldn't be noteworthy if it weren't for these final details. He was swinging it in a defensive manner, but dropped it when he was ordered to. He then tried to escape by climbing into an SUV that had slowed down to pass them. When he was taken into custody, the man gave multiple names and addresses, but insisted that he was, quote, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm sorry, officers. I didn't mean to, kind of lose my stuff back there, but you will see when you look at my medical alert bracelet that I am indeed cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And that absolves me of all culpability in this particular legal infraction. Chris, this is the worst viral marketing attempt ever.
I have a 13-year-old Digipet. Want to fight?
I found my old Digimon. In my room when I was doing some cleaning. Do you want to fight? Serious?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I've got the little blob one.
He's gotten big. I keep him in the shed now.
Yes. Chris, that's a pit bull.
Oh.
Is General Mills or Kellogg, are they just paying people to do crazy batshit things, and when they give their statements to the police, they say, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? That way they get free buzz marketing in the media and on podcasts? I'm asking you this. Do you know?
I'm trying to think of what else you could do.
I'm sure you have a story there. Is somebody else cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
I don't know. What's the honeycomb one?
Honeycomb is the bee. There's also...
is honeycomb big, not small, or something like that?
No, honeycomb. Okay, so Honey Nut Cheerios is the bee. Honeycomb is the crazy little furry guy.
Honeycomb, you want honeycomb?
Honeycomb, you want honeycomb. Then there's Sugar Smacks, which is the frog. Then there's Golden Crisp, which is can't get enough of that Golden Crisp.
Golden Crisp is the generic Smacks? Or Smacks is the generic Golden Crisp?
No, they're competitors.
Oh.
They're competitors. They have very similar product, though. I always preferred Golden Crisp. But, yeah, no. I think we need to roll all of this up. But, yeah, me want honeycomb.
Roll what up?
We need to figure out how we can buzz market these cereals by just, committing crimes against society.
I don't know. I guess you just have to assume that pretty much everybody out there is a homicidal maniac, and they're generally all pretty dumb.
And they're all cereal spokesmen.
Pretty true. I don't know what kind of cereal I could put to this, though. A Spartanburg, South Carolina woman told deputies that the iPad she bought from two men in a McDonald's restaurant parking lot turned out to be a block of painted wood with an Apple logo on it. The 22-year-old woman told authorities the men first told her that they were selling the iPads they bought in bulk for $300, but agreed to sell her one for $180. When she said that was all the money that she had, authorities say the men gave her a closed FedEx box, and she didn't discover that she had bought a block of wood until she got home.
So at that point, putting the Apple logo on it is just insult to injury? right?
I guess.
Because if you're going to, sell somebody an iPad sight unseen, all you have to do is put something in there that approximates the weight of the iPad. This is just one final fuck you to this woman. That when she gets home, she sees this and haha, and then they're gone. This is one of those things where it's impossible to cheat an honest person, because she bought that probably knowing they were stolen or assuming they were stolen, right? I'm not saying she deserved it, but these guys kind of rule, and I'm going to attempt to copy this in the near future. You down?
Eminem said it best. I'm not a jealous man, but females lie.
I'm not saying this is, exclusively the provenance of the female species. I'm just saying
that's what I heard.
Okay. Oh man, you just read misogyny into everything I say. But
you do seem very angry with women.
I never interact with them. Why would I be angry at them?
Is this a story about exploding vaginas?
I didn't say that. Why? Notice that I had fear on my face when I said that. I don't know if I want to hear this.
And when they pulled it from the twisted rack,
it looked like this. Man, speaking of destroying people,
I'm getting some feedback in my right ear.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's weird. Is it bad?
The phone's ringing over there, though.
Chris, alkaline hydrolysis is the process of liquefying corpses for disposal. The dead body is submerged in heated, pressurized potassium hydroxide, and what comes out is a chemically neutral liquid that can safely be poured down the drain. The skeleton is then run through a cremulator, which pulverizes the bones into a fine dust.
Bottoms up, bottoms up.
I want my homies to chug me, okay? This method of body disposal was invented as a response to calls for more environmentally friendly ways to dispose of the dead. It creates a third less greenhouse gases and reduces mercury emissions that result from disposing of corpses with amalgam dental fillings, which is one of the largest causes for ambient mercury pollution in the air. It's been legalized in 7 states and was just now legalized in Florida.
It's going to be an easy transition
from cremating people to
pour some out for my homies to pour some
to pour some of my homie out.
Yeah.
I want this done to me. Chris, can you make sure that this is done to me? Can you take me to a state where this is legal? Chris, I want you to lubricate a slip and slide with me. Yeah. Just run and skip down it naked.
At the Memorial Day gangster cookout.
Definitely. No, I want you to incorporate me into some kind of ink that is used to print a copy of my favorite book that will be passed down to my generation.
Which would be
Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Dracula, Cole. Undead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's do that.
While we're talking about dead people.
Okay.
We're going to talk about living people and then dead people, so stick with me here.
Okay.
All right? You walking?
I'm with you all the way.
You walking?
Hey, Chris. Let's lock hands here. Come on. Hold me up.
Okay.
Okay. That was a gesture of solidarity. He is taking out a wet nap and wiping his hand.
I don't like people touching.
Yeah, no. Same here.
Deborah Crabtree from Honolulu, Hawaii is suing Bank of America after she said she was called by debt collectors as often as every 15 minutes, including during the wake for her husband. According to papers filed in court, Mrs. Crabtree told the bank that she would pay the debt as soon as she received her husband's life insurance payout, but the bank continued to threaten to foreclose on her home. The bank told the widow that they were unable to stop the calls until the debt was paid, as the calls were all computer generated.
They couldn't ratchet down the frequency on that?
No. Mrs. Crabtree claimed that the calls began the day after her husband died of cancer. She told the bank that she only had $5,000 cash on hand, which she needed for food and to bury her husband. But they told her that she must use the cash to pay them. The family spent the entire wake taking phone calls from Bank of America.
The entire wake?
Every 15 minutes.
They couldn't turn their phones off?
Guess not.
What if I get an important phone call if they knew what it was.
Oh, Steve, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, just at awake. Yeah, these
Yeah.
debt collector d-bags. Oh wait, Steve is an agent. He's coming after them.
Hey, you still buy those houses at bank auctions? I think there might be one coming up.
It's a bunch of jackals.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they know that nobody has any money? Why would they be asking for money back?
I don't know. I think there should just be one. All these little banks should become one bank.
Just one big bank.
And
What would that bank be called?
I don't know, but I got the theme song for their commercials and stuff.
Okay.
La 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 la.
Is that the Smurfs? Is what you're doing there? The Smurfs?
Yep.
What was Gargamel trying to do with the Smurfs?
He was just trying to pet his cat.
He hated them.
I don't know.
I don't get it. Did the Smurfs owe him money?
Yeah,
was,
they did.
Was this like a peasant serf?
No.
Peasant Smurf?
No, Gargamel actually lent the money to the Smurfs to build the dam. They bought the materials for the dam that didn't hold.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
At the beginning?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
But they had flash forwards to the flood later, so you kind of knew something was going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gargamel was a bad guy. He was just trying to capitalize on, human or Smurf suffering.
Well, was Gargamel a slumlord? I mean, was he just, kind of, was he committing usury?
No, yeah.
Loaning to them at exorbitant rates and just
Gargamel is Bank of America.
keeping them in poverty by just, turning the screw every once in a while.
Yep.
Man, Gargamel's a fucking cop.
Think about what kind of communist society was going on there.
But before he came along and capitalized on it?
Yeah,
He's
because
an
the
innovator.
Smurf culture, there was the baker, and then the
Okay.
one great leader. They had a dictator.
Well, it was more of a shamanistic tribal situation, right? Every person had a role.
They all wore the same thing.
Well, out of necessity.
For what?
I don't know.
Certainly
They look the same. I mean, I'm going to sound racist here, but they look the same anyway.
Are you telling me that all Smurfs look the same?
I'm telling you that all Smurfs look the same except for Smurfette.
Oh. Hey,
And they all wear the same hats.
blue's blue, right?
Chris, I have a question. Did they ever show a Smurf with his hat off?
No, I don't think so.
They never did. So am I just to assume that each of them has like a penis-like protrusion coming out of their forehead that is being covered by that hat?
Yeah.
Or do they have primary sexual characteristics sticking out of their head?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, that's how you tell.
Is that kind of like, how all underwear kind of looks
Beyond
the
their
same?
color, they have that feature on their head. You
Yeah.
know, flat, wide noses and big lips.
Gonna put a marker there.
We're talking about Smurfs.
Right. Well, you couldn't see that in the popular animation, in the popular animated depiction.
Well, no, because we've made society. I sound like Tommy Gavin, trying to back out of this one.
No, I'm keeping it rolling. The playhead march is on.
Yeah. My point is, society's wrong.
Yeah, society's whack, Chris.
Whack.
Smurf-ciety is smack.
Can I just stay racist for 1 minute? I just have
Why would you stop
one more
now?
story
Why-
that you're never gonna. I'm not racist.
No,
You know that.
I know that. I'm just.
Yeah, I love white people. but yeah. So here we go. This is out of Painesville, Ohio. Okay, up around Painesville, Ohio, there's a high school called Kirtland. In Friday's football game, Kirtland crushed Painesville Harvey High School during their game. At the conclusion of the game, some Kirtland students and parents put up a sign that we believe was racially intimidating and ethnic intimidation,
Okay.
said a local representative from the NAACP. The big sign read, "You mad, bro?" The superintendent for the Painesville school says, "I think the reference to bro in the sign definitely has racial connection to it."
It's an internet meme.
No doubt the sign offended people, but some don't believe it was meant to be racist. According to Urban Dictionary, which is basically the online Wikipedia of slang, the phrase "you mad bro" means to make a raging person rage even more by asking the most ironic question.
Right. No, it's just the premise is that you have won an argument simply by making that person mad. Right. And so they can be going off, and then you just have to ask, "Are you mad, bro? Are you mad, bro? Are you raging? Come on, man. Chill out. It's just a discussion between friends." No, that's definitely a case of oversensitivity. There are times, there are times when they would be in the right to call out a sign, but in that case, no.
The fact that the banner was hung between burning crosses,
extenuating of circumstances.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was actually
read into it what you want.
That was actually the team mascot. They were the fighting burning crosses. But
Mansfield Christian, right?
Hey, you just limited that joke to. that was a joke that only people within a 20-mile radius will get.
People can look it up.
Fantastic.
Though.
Yeah, okay. Mansfield Christian, look them up. Incredibly racist over there. And very wasteful of crosses. I like the verbiage that's used like in sports reporting. They crushed that person. Right? That's an idiom that we get because we're immersed in this culture, and we understand that that's shorthand for like a devastating victory. Whereas, like, if you were coming at this from not being in the culture, and you read that, you would think, "Oh my God!" But you would say it in a funny accent, like, "Oh my God, they are crushing these people," and you just imagine these poor teenagers, at the prime of their life and their athletic ability, just being mashed into a fine pink paste. That's remarkably dark of me to say, and remarkably dark of them to do. But if you just think about this out of context. That said, we talk about crushing. Chris, I want to start up a series of sports leagues where the rules are entirely the same, except you don't play with any protective equipment. So football, no helmets, no pads. Hockey, no helmets, no pads.
Menstruation, no pads. That's how you make cheerleading a sport.
Well, they're all spending so much time together, right?
Yeah.
They're all spending so much time together, so they get
cycling.
They get in. They get in sync,
which also makes cycling a sport.
How do you win?
I don't know.
How do you lose?
You lost when you started.
I think we all lost when we started, Chris. We all lost. This guy's a loser. Police in Genesee County, New York, received a call that a clown was driving erratically down the streets of the town of Batavia in a stolen golf cart. Now, it turns out that it wasn't a clown, but instead it was a garishly dressed, intoxicated golfer. He was charged with misdemeanor driving while intoxicated and for refusing a breath test. Chris, can you do me a favor and describe this person doing a perp walk?
First off, he is hammered.
Oh, he
like big time.
Like big time. We're looking at a photograph here.
Okay. Picture either white or very, very like 70s light blue Cousin Eddie shoes from the original Vacation.
Yeah, like boat shoes.
Like well, not even that. I don't even know. Like the shoes that Pee Wee puts on when he dances.
Yeah, like bowling shoes.
Yeah, those.
They look like bowling shoes, all white bowling shoes, freakishly large.
Probably some knee length pink and white Argyle socks,
striped.
Well,
I guess Argyle is a pattern. So
that it's Argyle. It's the diamonds.
Okay.
Blue. 3/4 length pants, baggy
capris,
baggy capris.
Yeah,
with a polka dotted pattern up the legs. A pink golf shirt.
Okay, that should have tipped them off.
Yeah, he was golfing, right? He was wearing a golf shirt.
It's the golfing clown.
Yeah, with a flower on the pocket.
Yeah.
No, there's no flower on the pocket.
He has a strong affinity for seltzer.
I sprayed you. It's my pee.
They should have been tipped off when they noticed that the golf cart wasn't excessively tiny.
Yeah, but the guy's wrecked.
Oh yeah, he's got like the red face happening, and you don't see his face, but he looks kind of like an overweight former high school athlete.
Look at that! Look at the sheriff's face. He looks like he's saying, "I thought I was going to be somebody."
No, he looks disappointed that it wasn't an actual clown. You know, you get called out to a clown in a small town in the Northeast. You think, hey, this is going to be Pennywise, the dancing clown. Turns out that it's, you know, Bro McBrowerson wearing his oversized dark red Casio watch.
Easy with the bro.
Chris, we strive for sensitivity here on Those Darn Ross Kids. Okay,
Can I have some conversation? Light on the bro.
just pump the brakes on the bro for me. Can we
make this podcast bro light?
Can we get a little bit less bro sauce up in here?
Mm-hmm. Bro mean.
So yeah, he was a clown. Even if he wasn't a clown, he was a clown.
That was a funny story, Cole. Let me give you a funny and practical story. Prostitutes in the German city of Bonn must carry a ticket purchased from a new parking meter-like machine while working the streets, or faced hefty fines from tax authorities, in a scheme that's been launched by the government. In Germany, ladies of the night pay income tax, the level of which varies from region to region, but compliance is difficult to enforce with women seeking business on the street. Germany's first sex tax meters, from which prostitutes purchase a ticket for €6 per night, will ensure the tax system is fairly implemented. The city has erected what officials call consummation areas, wooden parking garages where customers driving cars can retreat to with prostitutes. Tough times. The government is now your pimp.
We're gonna go down to the fuck barn.
Yeah, that's tough times. The government's your pimp now.
Hey, you know, gotta make.
You best get out there, make me mine.
You have to give your money to the pimp so you don't die. I don't know. I'd rather the government be their pimp than some kind of, you know, like unruly guy with a, you know, with a bad coat and a cane.
Yeah.
Do you know what they do with those canes, Chris?
No.
They walk on them because pimps are notorious for having one leg that is shorter than the other.
The pimp leg?
The pimp leg, Chris. It's hollowed out. It's where they keep their gold.
That's why they need pimp sticks?
Yeah.
So I could never be a pimp.
No?
No.
Why?
Because of my name.
Oh, because you would be Chris Cross?
No. No, the tattoo that I would make the hoes get. See, yours is easy. Cole's hoe. The apostrophe makes sense.
Okay.
But with mine, being that it ends in S, it just leaves people wondering.
Well, yeah, yours would, I mean, it devolves into consonant soup.
Chris, people want to have like a grammar and punctuation debate with me.
No.
That there's another S that's required after the apostrophe. Is the apostrophe can it just hang there? You know, and by that point, they've taken my hoe.
While I'm pulling out my copy of Strunk and White and telling them, yes, the S always trails the apostrophe. They're long gone.
I try to be a nice, logical pimp.
Chris,
I like to respect my customers.
You like to respect your employee. Man, that was a good one. I like that I dropped the Strunk and White reference in there.
I have no idea what it means. Is that a fishing tackle?
It's a grammar style guide, you Philistine. Okay. Oh man, that's complicated. I mean, just it's an evolving social system, evolving social norms. You know, where we were discussing there. Something that used to be in the black market that's going into kind of a gray market area, like it's acknowledged. It's lawful but awful is what they would call it, right? Like there's no reason that we can take them to prison for it, so we might as well, you know, stigmatize it, right? But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and we should make sure that it is. I'd like to find out if they mandate testing, like for STDs. But you know, just you know, it's evolving social times. But you
population control,
exactly. I agree. I agree 100%. If this is a method for population control, do it. Too many people, most of them old.
Do it by doing it.
Do it by doing it. Chris, it's better for your seed to work its way into a whore's belly than it is to ultimately become a person. That's a Bible reference, you Philistine. But, you know, Facebook is an agent for social change. And it's, you know, causing complications with the law. Like in Texas, where a juror is facing community service after attempting to, quote, friend a female defendant in a traffic accident case that he was trying. The juror attempted to friend the woman, who then refused the request and alerted her lawyer. The juror then claimed it was a case of mistaken identity. I was attempting to friend my long-lost high school sweetheart, who also happened to share her name and look exactly like her. In fact, it is her. Hey, Janice. No problem. Jurors, of course, are forbidden from discussing their case with loved ones, coworkers, or indeed on social media. And this happens to fall under that. This isn't the first time such a thing has happened, actually. A similar case in the UK had both the juror and the defendant who accepted the request served 2 years in prison for contempt of court. Hey, just wanted to hook up with you. Wanted to see. Oh, you like Maroon 5? They're okay.
Guilty.
And
she confessed.
What?
She confessed.
But
no, he asked me if I like Maroon 5, and I said guilty.
Actually, little known law, anytime a defendant says guilty or not guilty, that becomes their verdict. Use that. That is legal advice. We are giving legal advice. That's what you should do. Religious views? None. Political leanings? It's complicated. Currently in a relationship? No? Oh, well, if you stay out of jail, hit me up. Right? I thought you'd like this link, Chris. I thought you'd like this link. It's a news article about your case.
I was just thinking about taking out my frustrations on Beetlejuice.
Oh, like every time something like bad happens, you just say Beetlejuice. I'm not going to say it all three.
Exactly.
I don't want it to pop up.
Like how pissed off?
I don't have a third microphone.
How pissed off could you make him be? He's pacing like in that fake world back and forth through the
and
gun to his head. They won't say the third Beetlejuice.
Are you saying that we're blue balling Beetlejuice right now?
I don't know.
Every time we do that, he gets halfway there. He fades out like Marty McFly in that photograph, and then he's gone. But he's not gone. He's just kind of walking around in another realm, being chased by sandworms.
Gone but not forgotten.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
Okay, Chris, so our listeners, they can review us on iTunes. They can also friend us on Facebook. It's been a while since we got a new Facebook friend. In addition to that, if you're not subscribed, if you're listening to this as a one-off on Duckfeed.tv, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or in any program of your choosing using our RSS link. That does help us out, especially the iTunes gets us up there. We don't really have a chance of becoming, new, but we can be noteworthy, and you can help make us noteworthy and get our shit in front of more people. What else can they do, Chris?
That's about it.
Well, yeah, there's other stuff, but you can
tell a friend.
Tell a friend, please do, because word of mouth is definitely how any podcast lives or dies. Mostly dies. Don't tell bad things about us to people. That doesn't help us, even if they're true, especially if they're true.
Can I say something? Because I call fans out,
Yeah.
Carlo, Sashi, write something. I'm tired of you giving us the finger. Yeah.
That finger being the thumbs up.
The thumb is a finger.
It is.
Write something.
Yeah, put something on our wall.
I want to interact with your Facebook.
Because, Chris, and our listeners, this is a matter of evangelism. We understand that you're looking at us and you like our things. But tell people about us and interact with us and let us know, because we want you to be a part of this product, because we love you all.
Good night.
Good night.